Top of the morning, everybody. Welcome back to the latest edition of LATICRETE Virtual Training. My name is Matt Snell. I cover the Connecticut, Western Mass, Hudson Valley area of New York, and I'm being joined today by my good friend Glen Adams, the King of the North. We're going to talk to you about the suite of surface prep products we've got out there, just to make sure everybody's up to date on the latest and greatest of what our offering looks like. Surface prep, obviously a huge segment of the business. The self-leveling underlayment segment continues to explode and grow. We continue to become more diverse in that market. So we're going to go over some of the different products, some of the different options, and then we'll take you into a quick unboxing of our latest self-leveling underlayment toolkit. When we talk about surface prep products, we've got several categories that these materials fall into. For instance, we've got skimcoat materials, which are designed to be very creamy, very fast drying, used kind of just feather out, more used in the resilient carpet market, rubber, than the tile industry, but skim coats exist. We've got trowelable deep fill patch, which is good from kind of a feather edge, 1/8 inch up to about 1.5 inches. It's a super rapid cure material that's used to correct kind of deep fill, deep voids. Can be used horizontally, vertically. We've got a great product called NXT Patch right here. We're going to mix some of this up and show you a quick demo at some point in the video. Then we move on to mortar screeds from there. We've got a handful of mortar screeds. We've got from traditional kind of pre-mixed site mix material, if you will, 209 floor mud. We've got modified versions of mortar beds. We've got 3701 fortified. We've got quick cure mortar bed, lightweight quick curing mortar beds. They constantly evolve, and the performance is phenomenal with those products. And then obviously we've got our self-leveling products as well, and those kind of branch out into several different types. We've got just traditional economical self-levelers that are fantastic for correcting substrates for tile and stone installations. We've got rapid curing materials, which are good for correcting substrates prior to using moisture-sensitive materials, such as vinyl glues, rubber glues, pressure-sensitive glues, some of the adhesives out there. We've got decorative underlayments. We've got materials that we can use as wear surfaces that are able to be tinted, able to be coated. We've got self-leveling materials that contain aggregate, kind of give you a salt and pepper finish. So we've really got a wide array of ways to treat surface prep that kind of then evolve into what essentially can be a finished floor good. So it's a huge category of materials, and we occupy every one with a different material. We talk about the primers. We've got prime and bond. We've got epoxy primers. We've got our NXT standard primer. We've got a video shot on prime and bond. Check that out. Separate video on DuraCrete if you want to check that out. This stuff's super versatile, kind of a patch mortar screed combo hybrid.
Now we're going to demo our NXT patch. Here you'll see our substrate that we're going to be applying the patch to. Some beat up old concrete on the floor, obviously. Just prepped and cleaned this area off really well. We'll wiped it down with a damp sponge, hydrated the surface to make sure that the patch has a very good bond to this concrete floor. Remember, the patch is very highly modified material as well. You can apply this product from about a skim coat up to 1.5 inches max depth in one single lift. This product will take about approximately 45 minutes to dry. So without further ado, we're going to take the old finishing trowel out and see what I can do. Here we have the NXT patch spread out. This is on the deeper side, probably about 1.25 inches. Remember, this material is fast setting, should be walkable in about 45 minutes. And this NXT patch is also terrific for plumbing out walls, for vertical applications as well, to have a nice flat wall. All right, let's take a look at our LATICRETE self-leveling toolkit. First you'll see we got a 15-gallon pail here to mix. You can mix up to 2 bags at a time, highly recommended, so you can keep the job very fast-paced moving. Next you'll see the mixing paddle that we have with the 1/2-inch bit to hook up to your standard drill. You also see here that we have a gauge rake, which is going to hook up to the poles here. And you can adjust this gauge rake to set at different heights to whatever thickness that you're applying the material out onto the floor. Next you'll see here we have a spike roller. This will also attach to the poles, and what it does is helps release some of the tension on the surface of the self-leveler, leaving a very smooth and bubble-free surface to it. Aluminum poles, as said, and we also have this nice smoother here, which you can kind of flutter on top of the material to leave a really nice mirror finish to it. We have these spike shoes here. Pretty much one size fits all for these, and these are the best spike shoes available on the market. Now it's important to realize that with self-leveling, having the appropriate tools for the job is going to make the product come out much better. Self-leveling is not something that you just mix up and pour out on the floor. It's something that you want to have the correct tools for to get the floor as flat and smooth as possible, leaving you with a great finished floor when you're done and a very happy customer. Time to begin our demonstration. So what we have here is our tile substrate. What we're going to be doing is applying prime and bond over the surface of this ceramic or porcelain tile. We're going to apply the prime and bond with a 3/8-inch nap roller. Nice thin even coat. We're going to let it cure the appropriate amount of time, 2 to 5 hours per the data sheet. And once that is installed, you can go ahead and do a tile over tile installation using the prime and bond, or what we're going to demonstrate today is going to be using prime and bond over tile as the primer for NXT level. So without further ado, time to paint some prime and bond. We're back on our tile floor, which we plan on pouring NXT level over. The prime and bond we applied to the tile floor is now completely dry, ready to start pouring over it. We're going to go over the mixing of NXT level. It's very important to make sure that you measure your water with the NXT level material, as with all self-leveling underlayments. That way you get peak performance out of this material and the right amount of flow to it as well. NXT level is about 4 to 4.5 quarts per bag. 4 to 4.5 quarts of water per bag when mixed. Just stir it up until you get the right viscosity and all the powder is mixed up, and then we can start pouring. Always important to remember that you pour NXT level always over a wet edge. And if your material starts curing on you and you have to re-pour against a dry or a cured edge, you want to make sure you get that edge re-primed. All right, let's go. Here we have our gauge rake set to our required depth. And now what I'm going to do is just move this material around so I get it nice and flat. Alright, now we have our smoother here to break the surface tension as well as smooth out the NXT level for a nice finish. So I quickly want to go over As you can see, this product, once it's spun up and poured out on the floor, we'd call this product a self-healing product. Here I'm going to run my finger through it. And as you can see, as I rub my finger through it, the product heals itself up. Now that's when you know if this product can still do that, that means you're going to be pouring over a wet edge. As soon as the product stiffens up a bit, you don't want to re-pour over an edge without priming it first. All right, thanks for watching this installment of LATICRETE Virtual Training. Make sure you check out LATICRETE University for all your online training needs. Please reach out to a local rep for any questions you have about LATICRETE's NXT substrate preparation materials. And be sure to go to our website for all technical data sheets for proper installations and applications of all the products we spoke about today.